Hey, what's up everybody? It's Stacy Storino. Welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for entrepreneurs who want their content marketing to convert content consumers into paying customers. If you're a more mature entrepreneur and you're finally deciding that now is the best time to engage in serious content marketing on TikTok, but you're stumped as to how to cover putting up enough videos over the course of the week to really make a difference, because this platform, let's face it, may not be so intuitive to you as a consumer since you may be a bit older. Well, today I'm going to share with you how to plan content for TikTok 2021. And look, I've been a coach since 2013. I've helped a lot of adult entrepreneurs get traction on platforms like TikTok. And yes, I even have a 7-figure success client, Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, who at the time of this video being shot is nearing 800,000 fans or followers on the platform. And yes, they're getting more sales because of that presence. And I've got thousands of students to my name over the years. And the ones who have been listening to me about TikTok content marketing haven't complained to me one bit. Many are amazed at how they can get sales without even being directly salesy on that app. So you've come to the right place and you're watching the right video. But wait. Before we go any further, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get the help that entrepreneurs like you need to succeed with content marketing that drives traffic to your business so that you can do more business. I recently did a video entitled TikTok, How Many Times a Day Do I Publish? And I discuss what advice from other influencers I think you should listen to when it comes to this topic and which advice you don't need to be fixated on so much, especially if you already have a busy business and a busy life. You just want to drive more traffic into your marketing and sales funnel, and you already know that TikTok can help you do that in spades. This is real talk, real world advice for a real adult entrepreneur to follow. So if you haven't watched that video yet, be sure to check it out. That said, let's get more into the brass tacks of how to plan content for TikTok 2021. Now look, it's more than challenges and trends. Now if you're a much more, shall we say, mature entrepreneur and you're like, Stacy, I've worked my way through this TikTok app and I'm honestly not into it myself personally. All of these challenges and trends, they're just for kids. They're not for me. They don't fit my branding, my branded experience. So I'm not really sure that I can pull off content marketing on this platform. The first thing I'll say up front is it's not all about challenges and trends on TikTok. You're not likely trying to just grow a huge following anyway. In fact, it's better that you don't. As the sales maxim goes, when you try to sell to everyone, you end up selling to no one. So if you only want to attract the right kinds of content consumers on TikTok, right? And that's not just anyone and everyone on the platform. Well, no worries. 52% of all TikTok users are not Generation Z, which means that if your target market is upwardly mobile adults with money or wage earners in their prime, like Generation Y or Millennials, and Generation X, well, you're in luck because they make up an ever-increasing part of that more than half of all users stat I just gave you. But now, you're not just selling to a generation. That's too broad still. So you know your niche best. You know your ideal customer or have built out your ideal customer avatar likely by now. If you haven't, you should, so that you know how to create content that ideal buyer for your business's offers will be searching for on the TikTok app. They certainly can use the Discover feature by tapping on that magnifying glass on the bottom of their screen. And they can use the search feature that will appear to search on keywords or hashtags to find content having to do with their intersecting interest, as I call it, or the interest that would connect a person just like them to a business just like yours. So what content can you plan to create on that app so that you cover, let's say, creating a video a day every day of the week? Here's one suggestion I often give if you're stumped. You can have a theme for each day of the week. Monday might be Maker Monday. Let them know more about you behind the scenes, but be sure to let people know why what you're sharing with them matters to them when they're searching out a business like yours and get to know a business owner like you through your content marketing. People buy from those that they know, like, and trust. So a Maker Monday behind the scenes kind of video can do a lot to up what I call the KLT factor between your audience and your business. Tuesday can be a Tip Tuesday sort of thing. Whatever the intersecting interest is that your ideal customer has, what kind of tip can you share with them, starring your products or featuring your services, of course? You're not being directly salesy here, which is good because, believe me, people aren't shy. They will reach out to you through the messages on TikTok to ask about what they saw in your video, and you can close the sale there easily. Many of my students do, and they come from a variety of business backgrounds or models. It's great. Then there's Win Wednesday. You can share another tip about how your niche can score a win using products and or services like yours. You can also use this day to feature a testimonial from a past customer or client of yours, leaving the video on a quick note where you ask the video viewer to imagine themselves enjoying the win that that customer did, or something to that effect if you like. Then there's Thursday. You could do several things with Thursday, depending upon where you're at. Is it Throwback Thursday? Is it Technique Thursday? Think Tip Tuesday, or you can discuss a technique briefly that you teach your students if you're a coach or a course creator, for example. Is it Tool Thursday, where you're sharing a behind-the-scenes look at a tool that you use to create your art, your products, what have you? Friday can be a fun or funny Friday sort of theme. Are you being goofy at the office? Are you sharing a joke or sharing a funny observation about something? What about Saturday and Sunday? You can have one of those 2 days be a soul or soulful sort of theme. Like Soul Sunday if your niche is, for whatever the reason, let's say, predominantly Christian, or Soul Saturday if your niche is, let's say, Jewish instead. If religion has a lot to do with your products and or services, or at the very least, it's very important to you and or your niche, then one of the 2 weekend days could be for content for that purpose. Get the idea? But when I'm answering the question of how to plan content for TikTok 2021, let's be honest. Can you use challenges and trends? Instead of just saying, no, I'm an adult, I'm not going to do goofball challenges like the backwards hoodie challenge, for example. That's just silly. I ask you, if you're creating merch or merchandise or clothing and you sell hoodies, wouldn't it make sense to draft off of the popularity of a backwards hoodie challenge then? Of course, it very well might behoove you to do so. So think about the products and or services that you offer to your ideal customers for purchase, and then see what the current trends are. Again, use that discover feature yourself and you can find them there. And then you know what? Sometimes you can find a challenge that ties into what you offer or what your corporate culture or whatever is, and sometimes not. You can certainly plan content for TikTok by being open-minded and flexible like this. And some weeks might be a gold mine for content for you to create, and others not. But there's always next week, and you might luck out then too. But when I'm answering the question of how to plan content for TikTok 2021, I have to issue a final warning. The current corporate culture on TikTok isn't really ready for straight up sales-based marketing messaging in your videos yet. So for now, just save your sales-based promotions and videos for your feed on Instagram. Years ago when Instagram first started off, the corporate culture for that app was more grassroots revolution, far more content-based and sharing only. But over time, Instagram's become a haven for people who want to market their products and or services to others. And a majority of Instagram users come on the app to discover content that will influence their purchases. A majority of Instagram users follow brands and are eager to consume brand-specific content. So give TikTok time for that. They're currently beta testing links to shop merchandise in apps, so already the winds of change are blowing. But create content that I've otherwise discussed in this video, planning out as you go, and even as an adult entrepreneur with a full-blown, maybe non-influencer based business model. And you know what? TikTok can still bring you sales on the regular, even if it's through the messages on TikTok and otherwise off app, just like it does for Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill and many of my other students, from coaches and course creators to products-based businesses and so on. So there you have it. That is my answer when it comes to the subject of how to plan content for TikTok 2021. Need more help? Be sure to check out these 2 awesome videos too, because they'll teach you great content marketing strategies that can also help to blow up your business. Enjoy.